Hello, YouTube. Hello, Robloxians, and welcome to Lumberland. This is episode number 5 of Building with CBR 1K and Lumber Tycoon 2. So I've been a little bit busy. I've done a handful of builds, but before we actually get into this, let's go check out the system we most recently built, which is our automated chop saw sawmill build. So I've added a handful of things. I put the wedges on here so that way you can just toss the wood up there and it falls down and in. A little bit of a guide because of the new setup. It was getting stuck, so now it kind of guides it in there. I could not figure out how to do the up angles for the wood to make sure that it stayed within the guides and didn't hit this next level. So what I did is I just added the wire. I took a Code Primate idea of wire guides and mixed it in with my idea of the wooden guides and created the up angle set. So as you can see, chop saw is still working pretty well, and it's going to take it a minute because I've got now 3 signal delays down there to actually run the hatches down below. So it does take a little while to get through, unfortunately. But lately the hatches have been getting the wood and everything stuck, so I may have to bump it to get it down. Nope, it fell just fine. Right into my sawmill. The second piece is still up there, though. Let's go ahead and bump that. Bink. Alright, what the sawmill? I do not know why this has been happening. It is set to 9 units, but for some reason the longer wood is not actually setting off or going through. It didn't actually start happening until I put the second sawmill on my property. And we did the wire guides here as well. We've got the 4 signal delays down here, which I actually need to add one more. I've been having a little bit of issue with stuff activating or cutting through the way it's supposed to. And I have actually 3 chop saws. The last time I checked, the wood glitch had been fixed. The saws were not actually causing the duplications, but occasionally it does mess up my wood and make it into like a shadow piece of wood. So I'll have a big section that's just nothing with a little black thing at the end of it. Unfortunately, though, it is not cutting it the way I wanted it to. I'd hoped that all 3 of them would make it through before it would actually get pushed forward. That's not the case, so I've got to fix that. I did find out that the wood, if it was too far over, was getting caught on these little out pushes pieces. So I decided to try to put a wedge up here to somewhat alleviate it, but all I did was make the problem down there where the cursor's at the point of the wedge. So I got to figure out a little bit better way to do that. I experimented with this idea of giving it a wedge and then putting the wood behind it to guide through, but the little circle right there is causing me to have a gap, so unfortunately that doesn't work. I do not believe I have this type of wood set up with an automated piece yet. I have not ran over to Link's Logic and got everything I needed to finish that part of the build. So this is just going to go up and fall into the trash bin that we made. It should have gone right there. So I'm going to throw the big piece in there and we'll follow the little piece down. But I've got white wood, I've got the dark wood, I got the red wood, I've got a whole bunch of the local wood, and then I've got green wood and a few other things in my trash bin that I actually want to get out of there. I just haven't done it yet. So unfortunately this wood takes forever to get up here. But as you can see, the trash bin now has a lid on it. I've had pieces fall in there and then everything goes kaboom and I've got wood everywhere. This somewhat alleviates it. It doesn't fly as far. If it does fly out, some of it doesn't matter anyways, and there it is. It finally fell into the trash bin. So the newest build that I have done is my little parking area behind our sign. This is going to be the entrance into the museum that I'm going to make. The museum is going to contain everything, hopefully, that is available in Lumber Tycoon. I want to get all of the items and put it inside the museum and just have it there for display. It's not going to say shop. I'm going to say museum across it. I'm going to light it up like I did with my neon YouTube sign out front that starts and ends each one of my videos. But here's a nice little parking area. I figured I'd put my cars on it. That way I got a spot to spawn them in. We've got little blocks at the end. I've got a grass area, and it's not quite finished because I do need to extend the yard piece out this way, and potentially I may put more fencing right here, but I'm not sure. This wall goes into my hidden room, which I will explain and show you guys that in a moment. But first off, we're going to walk through here. So all of my wires are hidden the best I could. You'll see the little blue glow down there at the bottom, or yeah, blue glow down here at the bottom whenever I walk through this, but everything else, even on the other side, is hidden. I've got this built so anybody can come in and anybody can go out. You can see there's a pressure plate right there on the other side. You stand here long enough, there are no tricks, nothing that's going to zap you. It's just an in and out thing. If you wish to come in and check out the museum, everybody is welcome. It's going to be a free-for-all. You can walk in and look around. It's going to be a huge museum. We're going to have a roof on it, obviously, and I will build a house above that. But right where all the blueprints are is going to be the actual outlay. I'm going to put a flooring in here and then start putting up shelving. This is going to be another doorway that's going to be very similar to the one we just came through. So if you wish to enter going this direction, you can. The wiring system is 100% hidden. As you can see right here, I used tiles to be able to do it. A lot of them are not placed in the same direction, so that kind of makes it look obvious, but there it is. It is a hollow space. Took me a little while to get everything done. Down below there is where my wires run, and then this thing is perfectly height set for the rest of what's going to be my floor, if it would ever show up. There we go. So you can actually not really tell where that floor level is. Let's go grab a piece really quick. Apparently somebody is spamming the heck out of me to join their party. We will do that after the video is done. Alright, so this should be more than enough to get the flooring done, I'm hoping. We will see. 36. Excuse me, dude. Nope, not enough. Let's go get some more. Excuse me, dude. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, there's really no level difference. I mean, there's a directional difference, but there's no real noticeable level difference in the flooring, which will make it really nice because then everything will be the same height running around inside of the museum here. So the other thing that we were looking at doing, aside from our in and out door here and our museum that we're going to be building, is a wall that you cannot see through. So what I mean by that is everybody zooms out and then they want to look at see whatever you have on the other side of walls. Well, I just went all the way to the other side. I can't get over there. But you can zoom completely out, walk up to whatever it is, go down, and you have to go below the map a little bit, then walk forward, and it will actually allow you to get through the walls, and then you can see what the person has inside the room. That is one downfall to this. But for most people, they'll run up to a wall and they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to look through it. I want to phase through and see what's there. They'll face plant it, they'll zoom out, and then they'll try to twist around your wall. Well, this way they can't do it because it hits another wall that blocks them. This has to be done a very specific way, though. I have a thin tile here, as you can see, this way. then I have a thick wall on the other side. So if we zoom up, okay, not there. If I zoom up, you can see there's the thin tile and then the thick wall. The thick wall is key to this because I tried it with just 2 thin tiles and it does not work that way. You do need to have at least 1 thick wall on the side that you're trying to block. If you put the thin wall or the thick wall on this side and then the thin wall over here, they can still see through it. Dang it, I didn't faceplant. Bink. Let's go for here. Bink. Okay, of course it's not going to work when I want it to. Yep, of course not. But I was able to look through it, and then you just see this little sliver on the other side of what's on their property. It's not much, but you can still see through it. The way that I did this is actually really simple. This little room, obviously, if you're whitelisted, all you have to do to get in and out of it is click and move, walk through it, put it back, and then you can click and move this, and then you're out into the main area of whatever it is again. Zooming out, this space is exactly 3 units wide. So 3 of the little floor pieces, little cubes like this. I put 1, 2 down, and then I put the big floor down, and then I put my tiles onto it so that way I know they're all even and in place. Some people are really good at placing the tiles. I'm not. So the best way that I found to do it is after I put down my blocks like that, I'll put up a shadow piece or a blueprint, whatever you want to call them, like so. And that creates my 3rd level. So I got 1, 2 blocks. The wall is my 3rd. And then I will pull up my tiles and I can place a tile halfway on it, halfway on that one, and then go back onto the other side of the wall once I'm done placing. Destroy those. Be careful not to destroy the one you actually want. And then as you can see, they are in line right where I want them. You're not sitting there fussing with them. And just because I'm sitting here doing it now, it'll probably work out just fine. But most of the time you sit there and do this back and forth trying to get it in place the way you want it, lined up with something, and it doesn't line up quite right. Yep, see, that one is off just a little bit. But if you put up the shadow pieces or the blueprint and then build against the blueprint, it does line them up a lot easier. You don't have to sit there and fiddle with them. I found it to be very helpful. So the hidden wall, there are ways to look through it, but most people, they'll come up to it, try to phase through it like this, and then all they see is that inner space. The other benefit to this is you have a walkway to run around your own house wherever you want if you've got them set, and do whatever it is that you wish to do. So you can go zooming around and do things if you wanted to within your house. So with that being said, I'm going to do the boring thing that I usually don't like whenever YouTubers are doing their stuff, and we are going to build. I've got a handful of blueprints out here. As you can see, I want to get filled up. I've also got a roof that I want to finish on top of my hidden room, which will be right here. And also this shows you how to get the wood in or out if you so desired of the wood bins that I put up. If you remember right, in my last build I did not have the actual wood bins done yet, so I've got those built mostly. I mean, the wood that I've been building with is the one that I've got filled up at this point, but that is the only one, unfortunately. So if you wanted to get the wood out of there, it's actually pretty... Okay, this is not working. Pretty simple to get it out of there. You can always stand up here and throw it over a wall if you wanted to. I've actually set up different switches as well before that clicked from one to the next to the next, so you can actually feed it out the opposite direction if you chose to, and then load it up into a car. Another way is by being here, we can just feed it up into the trash bin per se, down into the truck, and then from the truck take it to wherever we wanted it to go. So there's a multitude of ways you can do this. The one that I actually enjoy is knowing where my wood's at. You click here and then grab it and just pull it on out of wherever. That will allow you to fill up a truck, fill up a car, do whatever you want to with it. And it also allows the wood up above to settle down. You're not jumping on it. Occasionally you lose a piece. The blueprint is in the way sometimes. But this is the way I found to be the easiest. Wow, I got 2 pieces because of that one. And I lost 1. Not bad. Good trade. But this is one way that you can sit here and do it. The other way, like I said, is to send it out through your truck. Then once you're done, you push B, and poof, it comes right back. The other way, obviously, is you can click here, load up what you want up there, open up your hatch, bink, 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 it falls into your truck. Close your hatch. And now you got a load of wood that you can go and build with. I put my axe in my hand, so I stopped messing with that. We're going to go ahead and load up this stuff here too. So that's a handful of ways to unload, load your truck with wood that you want to build with. Come on now. Money, money, money. Really? Pick it up. And last one. Alright. Let's get this over to the building area. And then we got to send some of it back up the line. With the maximum property, it does make it difficult to move wood around if you're not paying attention. It is a bonus, though, to have this little gap right here in the wood system, so you don't have to worry about trying to drive all the way around, finding out that you got something in the way. Let's unload the wood. Not one that I wanted to unload. Although I can go put that on the other side. We might do that. We're going to go put some of the wood that I need on the other side down, so that way I can finish up that side of the build. I also plan on building a little fountain over there, like a little frontal yard feature or something, I guess you could call it. Just trying to maximize my builds, as much stuff as I can. Get in the truck. Come on. Much stuff as I can on the property. This whole area back here, and then a second floor, I plan on building my house. The wood saws or the chop saws automated system is all going to stay there and be like embedded or underneath of the home, the house that I'll build. Huge old base, the bigger the better, of course. And right about there. Now let's go ahead and unload this. Bink. And you can't really tell where the walkways are versus where the parking spaces are. So I am going to be changing that. I seen a wonderful idea in one of Mommy McSpringy's videos where somebody had used the flooring, no, the cabinet counters as a part of their walkway. I think that is a wonderful idea. The only downfall is it takes up so much wood. So I'm going to have to stock up on a lot of wood to be able to do that idea. But I do plan on doing it because you really can't tell in this build where the flooring is or where the walkways are versus the driving areas. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. How did that fall through and not get in the truck? Might have to modify some stuff. There we go. Close the door so that way it doesn't glitch and stay open. Grab you because you're going to become a piece of a wall. Alright, so you really can't tell the difference between this piece here, little walkway, and these parking spots. I mean, they're raised up a little bit, yeah, but it's not distinguishable. So I really want to make it stand out. I used this kind of wood in one of the builds back here to actually make a piece to test it with. And I think that's the way I'm going to go because there's just so much of it around. And I think it looks awesome. So this would be in place of the current flooring or current walkways. Okay, why can't I get this thing to go the way I want it to? There we go. So it'd be that instead. Definitely distinguishable between the parking area and the walkway. I really like it. So I'm going to do that. I will get rid of the pieces that are down and put just this, so it's not going to be a huge raise difference, but it'll definitely be a color difference, which is what I'm looking for. Over here, I'm debating on building like a little sitting area to allow you to hang out, sit down in chairs, and have like a water feature or something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then obviously my fenced in little grass area, walkway. Everybody can climb to the top of the sign if they wish, which I need to actually fix that because it's not quite centered. What else do we have in here? That is it so far. Those are all the new updates of what I've built. I will be working more so on getting the museum built, and then once we get inside, I think the museum build will be a lot more fun. We can build display cases and things like that to put all the stuff in, kind of label it out or display it out a lot better in display cases. I think it'd be neat. So if you have any suggestions on how to build the museum, please feel free to let me know. Comment about them. I will definitely consider them. If you want to, you're more than welcome to join me on the build. I mean, there's not a whole lot in my stuff here, so it would be grateful if a handful of you guys wanted to join me on Xbox and just sit here and fill spots or fill wood, blueprints, process some more wood, get everything situated. I do have to show you guys one more recommendation I got from somebody. So that's good enough for now. I don't like doing that type of stuff on here. Somebody told me that I needed to have a automatic off feed. So if I really wanted to like use the wood right now instead of having to go all the way over to the bins and do it, that's why I ended up putting this thing up. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to use this if I want to use the wood right now. Well, it is easier if it runs through all my machinery. It cuts it down to size the way I want it to. So they suggested that I take this one here, the straight switch, and actually put it right here at the very beginning. And right off of the beginning here, have it where if I want it, there's going to be a switch to the back side, right there where my cursor's at. To that will lead all the way back down there. So I can say, yeah, I want this to be used now, and flip the switch. It'll automatically turn this on, so regardless of what wood I'm running, it's going to fall out right here at the very beginning. Make a big old pile of a mess right here that I can use all of that wood right now when I need it. So I'm going to definitely implement that suggestion. I appreciate it. If you guys think of anything else, please, please, please let me know. So that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please, please share this with your friends. If you enjoyed it, like it, subscribe if you haven't already, and please post your comments on what you would like to see built. I enjoy building in this game, so please give me some ideas. Thank you for watching, Robloxians. Have a good night, YouTube.